All right, here we are, and we have all the cameras are in the right place. Yay! Hi, welcome to. I'm not trying to kill you. My name is Ash. I'm your host. I use she/her pronouns. I'm also the GM for this game. Today we're playing Blades in the Dark with the Artful Dodgers. So I have with me 3 out of 4 scurrilous scallywags. Who have decided that they're going to I mean, lay waste is a big term, but at the same time, like, y'all have done some damage to Duskfall, and I feel like we're getting into the I'm glad we've steered away from the terrorist bent of this crew, but at the same time, we're keeping it pretty high octane. I'm gonna get our lovely rapscallions to introduce themselves, starting with Luke. Hi, Luke. How you going?
I'm good. I'd like to start a long-term project, destroy the lightning barrier that surrounds the city.
No.
I'm 100% interested in helping you with that endeavor.
Oh
some
my
people
God.
were tweeting about it. They haven't done it in their campaign the other day. It was good. Hello, everyone. I'm Luke. You can find me on Wildwoods Games on Twitter. I'm a game designer and I do other stuff. This week, I discovered that the original season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is on Netflix Australia. It's a trip. Also, The Dragon Prince is very good.
I've heard good things.
It's just too short.
Yeah.
I want like 250% more of everything.
Right.
By which I need to say I would like a full season, please, Netflix, not just 9 episodes.
6 seasons in a movie?
I love my small children very much. They're all perfect.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's a very good show. I am playing Belle. Belle is a former exorcist who used to work down in a very poorly run mine where a lot of people got killed, and now is a spooky criminal undead, maybe
Something?
sort of thing.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
I mean, when I came back from the ocean, you know, like
Yeah, but like
it's ambiguous.
It's Duskfall. Everyone's a bit weird.
Yeah.
you terrify me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll get Derek to introduce himself. Hi, Derek. How are you?
I am well. Thank you very much for having me again this week. My name is Derek. I am a game designer and part of the Dice Stormers. You can check us out on youtube.com/the Dice Stormers. I've had a great week, and I've been really looking forward to this because we got up to some shenanigans in the last week, and a little bit of shenanigans and a lot of fun. So very keen to press forward. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm monitoring the chat. So if anybody wants to chat to me there, go ahead.
Tell us about Corin.
Corin is, like Bell is an ex-miner, Corin is an ex-noble. And I'm thinking we haven't delved into why he's an ex-noble. And I'm thinking that in our last final sessions of this is something that we should investigate. And he's a very big, burly, tall, black-skinned cutter with ceremonial scarring all over his body, and he wears kind of midriff exposed Egyptian type garb in his with lots of folds and places to hide blades and things like that, and guns now.
See, if you'd said Killmonger in a crop top, I would have just I probably would have fainted. So I'm glad you eased that in there.
Yeah,
that's
very much played by Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Seems that's my feeling. And then we have our recent absentee, Alana. How are you? And how's Nightfall?
Hello, I'm good. Last week I was not here because I was guest lecturing at the university, and so all of the shenanigans that happened are completely unknown to me, which is very exciting. So I'm looking forward to finding that out as we go. But yeah, I do a bunch of different things, with lecturing being one of those things. And I am playing Nightfall this evening. Nightfall is Spider, who is much better at talking than fighting, but likes to give both a shot. And yeah, I'm interested to kind of talk about what she was up to while you guys were doing whatever it was you were doing last week.
Yeah, we're gonna give you an extra downtime action, so don't worry, you'll get to express that through the medium of downtime actions. But first we do actually need to finish off this this job. Because we didn't finish it, and because V isn't here today, that kind of like, I feel like that does make a difference to the way that we want to wrap up that particular job, do downtime, do a job this week, and like, you know, how we set ourselves up for next week and whatnot.
Yeah, and like do maybe like a nice tight job.
Yeah,
This week, so we can be wrapped for next.
Yeah, and I think we will do that because we tend to manage a job in like one or two like blocks.
We're very good at crime.
Yeah, we're
experts at this now.
Yeah, super talented crimesters. You're tier 1. Holy shit, that's not tier 0, which is you're half as good as a dimmer sister. So
just a single dimmer sister.
Yeah, I don't know. No one knows how many there are. So like,
no one is as good as a dimmer sister. They're all perfect.
True. Yep.
We're also perfect though, Luke. You're forgetting that we're also perfect.
I mean, y'all have been inside their house and lived, so like that's very impressive.
Luke, Belle might not have lived though. Undecided.
I mean, some technicalities.
Unrelated.
Yeah. So, where were we at the end of last week's episode? I believe that Belle and Corin were just outside the Centuralia Club.
Gargoyles.
There were gargoyles because you were still in the you're outside the Centuralia Club in the ghost version of Duskfall, weren't you?
Yeah, we made friends with the weird hermit crab demon that was living in that ghost's chest.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got.
Go ahead.
And we got the boat, and then we sailed through the North Channel, and we didn't get eaten by the churning mob of angry ghosts that had destroyed all of the ghost bridges.
Yep.
And we had some nice conversation. And I remember Zamira using her parasol to fend off some ghosts, trying to climb into the boat. And then we arrived at the Centrale Club, and there were gargoyles.
That is right. So,
we have skipped over a fairly important point that Alana may be worried or concerned about.
Oh?
Yeah, so like the situation we have is Corin is pretty solidly possessed by the ghost of Zamira.
Is Zamira cool?
Zamira, to contextualize that, is a cool ghost lady who the Dimmer sisters know, and they are paying us to smuggle her ghost to the Centuralia Club, where there is a new body for her waiting.
Cool, that's fine then. I'm fine with
It
that.
might be an empty type living body, and it might be a robot body. We're not really sure.
That's fine, whatever. As long as she's cool, that's fine.
Zamira died at 104, and she's
Doesn't look a day over 45.
No,
Yeah.
goody.
And she's wonderfully motherly and friendly, and
I mean, she certainly is that to the girls in her club.
That's very true. But yes, I am possessing Zamira, and Zamira is possessing me. And you know, we've started to refer to myself as Chimera. So
That's right. I remember now.
I'm assuming that by the time I see you again, Zamira will be gone, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's.
We're like this close to a Legend of Korra crossover, and Karin becomes Kuvira.
I mean, I'm quite happy to play out the rest of my days as Chimera. So
I mean,
I'm loving.
Yeah, let's try and like bring the job itself to a kind of a close, because yeah, like we left it so that we could play on it a bit longer if we wanted to this session, but without V here, I don't want to do that. So I think I'd like to kind of the situation as it stands. Corin, Zamira, and Belle are standing in Ghost Duskfall outside the Centuralia Club. The Centuralia Club is a pretty powerful occult entity on its own. The building and the institution that it is a part of, that inhabits it, have a fairly large amount of like weird ghost energies and things like that, including the fact that the building has been like acts of Theseus from an ancient cave in the side of a massive weird stone sculpture. So in the ghost version of Duskfall, it's a big weird cave with gargoyles literally wanting to eat people who get too close to it. And I'm wondering what the feeling is from Belle and Chimera.
Well, and so this is exactly why Belle is just walking up to the building.
Mm-hmm.
Just like hands out, like palms up, doing the like approaching a frightened animal like body language, and is just like slowly and very like calmly and like avoiding making too much eye contact, because like, you know, animals don't necessarily always like that, and some ghosts can jump into your soul that way. And it's just like, all right, friends, hello. How are you doing?
Alana.
I hope your families are well. We have business with some people inside. This is a very important lady. She needs to see some people, so please just be cool.
Alana, there is one other aspect of this that we probably need to bring you up to speed upon.
Oh, of course there is.
As part of our downtime actions, we decided to go on the hunt for Dee's mum.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the breadcrumbs that we were able to follow led us to the Centralia Club.
Okay.
Which
Good.
is right here.
Good.
So
Good.
that's
That can
the
only
other-
go well. This can only go well.
This can only go well. It can only be a slam dunk from here. In
Yeah,
response,
there's no way for this to go wrong.
in response to Belle's approach, Chimera is going to become slightly more Corrin than Zemira, and you know, have a hand that is always wrapped around a weapon or two inside his cloak, and has a kind of a back-to-back approach with Belle, so that he can see anybody coming up behind.
Yeah. So this is very interesting to me because Luke, what action do you think you're doing?
I believe I am consorting,
It sounds like consorting to me.
but I think there is also a case that I am swaying, I guess.
Yeah, potentially. But I'm happy. You're
It
welcome.
feels more like...
I'm not going to call you a weasel if you choose consorting.
It feels more folksy and like neighborly than sway.
Yeah.
On that basis, I think I'm going to say it's consort.
Yep. You're trying to make friends, right?
Yeah, Belle's
Like-
just chilling, you know?
Yeah. So the way that I judge desperate is whether or not death is on the line,
That's reasonable.
which it is.
Mm-hmm. Great. I'm down. I do have potency. Because I'm communicating with the supernatural.
Yeah. You have potency, but also like their tier so far outstrips yours. So I'm not gonna say none. I'm gonna say limited effect, right?
Okay.
They're probably, and by limited I mean they're probably not going to let you inside, but they're going to let you like get close and like you know, maybe call
Hang
out
out.
and yeah, like
They're
hang
gonna
out.
let you live.
You can probably like limited is make them be less of actively trying to kill you, but they're not going to let you inside. I don't think.
Yep. Okay.
Because they're like magically bound to keep people out, right? Like
No,
that's the whole thing.
that is very
But yeah,
reasonable.
go for it if you want to like try and get them on side at least.
I am. Okay, so like these things are in the same way that ghosts are, right? Are just like made of electroplasm.
Um,
Like
When
in
you're
the
in the ghost
physical
field-
world, there's not like an actual like fucking like blood and flesh like gargoyle. Just
in the
chilling.
physical world and in this world, in the physical world there is a stone gargoyle.
Yeah.
In this world, it moves freely.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
That is how it appears.
Is there apparent to mine eyes anything like? Is there any like quote unquote like physical manifestation of their like binding spells?
I mean,
Like like astral cords leading back, or like
not
collars?
without getting inside.
Okay, no, that's fair.
If the Centralia Club is smart enough to put the things that bind their guardians inside the thing they're guarding.
No, that's legit. All right, I'm just gonna push myself.
Push yourself through effect?
Yep. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
thought
go
so. I was
standard.
I was just waiting for it.
Yep. That's good. Karn, would you like to help me?
I would definitely like to help you. Can I help you via, surveying, or can Zamira help you with, the sort of the friendliness of the situation and making it a little less tense?
I feel like the second is more helpful.
Yeah, and like Zamira, like Ash, I may be assuming here, but I feel like all of the context clues lead me to the conclusion that Zamira has visited this place at least once in life.
Yep.
And so, like, maybe I'm like, oh no, very important lady, she needs to come in, and they're like, wait, actually, like vague recognition, and like maybe that's what that help looks like.
So,
So
yeah,
what's my clock penalty for letting
you'll need to tick it down, which moves you more towards the Zamira side by 1.
Which was the Zamira side?
The empty is Zamira.
Yes, because it's Karin's resistance.
It's Karin's resistance of, yeah.
Yep. All right, this is desperate. Effect is standard. I tick XP. Good job, me.
Like that?
No, down to 4.
Whoa. That's a lot.
There you go. That's where you want to be. That's where you are, rather. It's not where you want to be.
All right, and then that's 1 bonus die if you mark that stress, Derek. Let's see what happens.
Heck yeah!
I am very good at making friends.
You're very good at making friends. Yeah. So yeah, your intention was to get inside, have them let you inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, they're not going to stop you from going inside. What is it? What's the thing that that you do that specifically what is the pushing yourself that that takes us up to the standard effect look like?
Yeah, so I think Belle does a thing that's slightly spooky.
Really?
I know, it's shocking. Isn't
I'm shocked. I'm absolutely taken aback.
And I think what it is, and I don't know that to Zamira this is strange, but I think the scraps of Karin that are watching from
Karin's kind of backseat at the moment.
The quote unquote backseat of the consciousness.
Yeah, Karin doesn't worry about Belle doing weird shit anymore.
Yeah, Belle is talking and their mouth is moving and word sounds are coming out, but they're also humming.
Oh yeah, that thing where you
at the same time, and it's just on the edge of plausible that it could be some kind of weird circular breathing thing, but it's probably not. Yeah, and there's something very resonant and like a tuning fork being struck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good. I want to say it's the D major chord. No, it's not a major chord. It's the B flat major chord below middle C.
Okay.
For any musicians in the audience, it's somewhere in that range.
Great. Excellent.
Can I explain how Zamira helps?
Yes, please.
Do you remember that bit in the Dark Crystal where the Garthium, the big crab-like things, are chasing after the two Gelfling?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the Skeksis comes out and throws up his hands and the Garthium kind of retreats. So if the Garthium is the gargoyle and Zamira is the Skeksis.
Yeah. Zamira is like being like, I'm allowed here, and
I am Imperious.
Yeah.
Will stop.
yeah. So the
Yeah, and I think I think Belle like kind of pushes her hand. It's like it's fine, and like reaches out and just like absolutely pats one on the nozzle. Like they are friends now. It's all good.
Yeah, and it totally does that thing of like, I'm going to bite you, and you like, but you and then like you pull away, and it's like, okay, but yeah, so before you there is like in the folds of this sort of semi-liquid kind of looking stone, like that it was once liquid, or maybe stalagmite. I think we kind of said it had that stalagmite appearance. Amongst the folds,
like
you
water,
can see
like limestone worn by water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Amongst the folds, you can see like an entrance with a flickering candlelight behind it. And yeah, you make your way inside, and the I think stepping in immediately, you get this sense, like Belle would get this really easily. This thing that like this is inside is a very unstable part of the ghost field. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but it looks like the inside of it looks like the Master's Lair from season 1 of Buffy. It's it's evil caves, skulls everywhere, lots of very expensive like golden furniture, and
there's a skylight like somewhere up in the roof, but we can't see it. But there's some great like moonlight patterns on the floor. Yeah.
Importantly, there is a big pool in the middle of this like large. I would describe it as being like the size of like a church hall. Yeah, there's a pool in the middle that seems to have no bottom. Just goes, disappears, much like, it has the night dark of the sea. And you enter in and you see a bunch of people going around different kinds of business, and someone like turns and is like, who are you? How did you get in here? This is private club space. And like, yeah, immediately like one of these, and like they're clearly people that have come into the ghost field.
Okay.
Bella's not paying attention. Bella's just like absent-mindedly humming a song. And I think it's another one of these like creepy little like children's nursery rhymes from back in. I think it's about it's about a rusalka, which is like the like Russian Slavic like folkloric equivalent of kind of like your kelpie selkie like type creature. And yeah, it's like this old folk ballad about like a rusalka, and she like seduces a young woman, and like, like someone drowns. And yeah, Bella's just like absentmindedly humming this and just like walking, but not in a straight line. It's like there's some gravitational well that is like pulling them towards the pool in the middle.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, all of these people in like high collars and fancy robes, and like with their ancient tomes and like pince nez and all these sorts of things are all like just staring in like kind of like agog aristocratic horror at the fact that some like random has walked into their secret clubhouse and is like now like singing and wandering around.
Yeah, Belle starts to mumble the words in Scovelish.
I think Chimera had better take charge of this situation.
Okay. Great? Because if Chimera does anything. If Chimera does stuff, you're gonna take a point off that clock and make permanent change to like, and have a permanent imprint on Corin.
Yeah, I think Corin's gonna assert himself a little bit and
Okay.
and walk up to someone and say, "I am Corin Amandaporth. I'm here to make the delivery. See to it that whoever needs to take receipt of my charge is brought here forthwith."
That sounds like what do you think you're rolling?
Derek, you forgot the magic word. You need to say post
Sorry?
haste. Post haste. Wow.
Forthwith is good. Is like post haste casual.
No, you need both.
I see.
That's the secret code.
I see.
Sorry, what word did I miss?
Forthwith and post haste.
Forthwith and post haste.
I want to know what action you're rolling.
I'm doing command.
That sounds absolutely like like what you're describing. So,
I have a devil's bargain.
do you?
It's
Yeah.
very good.
What is your devil's bargain?
Someone here is a member of the Foundation. And so we're going to take like +2 heat.
Yeah, I'll. Yeah, that's a great. Do you want that? I mean, so you're looking at risky, and I mean if I think it'll be standard because this is like the plan. If you're trying to get them to do something they didn't want to do, there would be a different. It would be a different matter, but.
Yeah, but like they are actually expecting.
They are actually expecting you.
So like, whew.
I'm wondering if
You don't have to take that devil's bargain. It's just there if you want an extra dice for. And like the risk here isn't they don't do the thing. The risk here is that that bell. The bell thing gets out of hand, right?
yeah,
Is the bell does something that I'd probably do anyway.
it's the bell factor. That's the wild card in this situation.
The new
All right.
Australian reality TV show coming to you this fall.
This person who I've just sort of grabbed and accosted, I'd like to lean forward to them and say, "Where is the best door?"
Yeah. So I mean, like, let's roll to get them to get this person on side. Let's do that command roll, and then
All right,
we
are we
can.
keeping? Yeah, I'm not going to take the bargain. I don't think.
Sure.
I think the 2 heat is too much for us at the moment.
Run like
Isn't it?
0 heat. We'll be fine.
We have got 0 heat.
Yeah, because we went up to wanted level 2.
Yeah, because you wanted level 2. The
All right,
police
all
are
right, I'll take
actively
the bargain.
looking for the terrorists of Bowmore Bridge.
Yeah, that's true. And we've just exposed ourselves. All right, I'll take the.
I haven't. I don't know who that is.
So yeah, okay, we'll chuck 2. Does someone just chuck two heat on there for me now?
Yeah, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Derek's on it.
And go away. Cancel. Command risky.
Yeah, risky, but standard effect. You're telling him to do something he should be doing anyway. It's just that there's a risk of making a scene.
Yeah. And an extra die for the devil's bargain.
Yeah. Fucking
No.
hell. Oh Christ! Okay.
How do you screw up my perfect plan, Luke?
Well, I don't know if it's the bit where all of the like starlight from down in the bottom of the pool gets brighter as Belle gets closer, or if it's the bit where Belle, once they get to the edge, like cups their hands and like drinks some. I don't know which of those two things it is, but it's probably
It's just
one of
both.
those.
It's just it starts to glow, and now you're drinking it. It's
Yeah, now I'm
fine.
drinking the glowing void water. It's great.
Yay! Excellent. Great.
Oh dear.
Let me just have a look and see what this looks like specifically, because I need to get these people's data in front of me. Where are they?
And then Bell goes,
Oh.
now that's refreshing.
All right. Yeah, the person's like, the person is like, your charge? What do you, you're here for a delivery. Well, why didn't you come through the normal way?
Why didn't you come through the service entrance?
Yeah, why didn't you come through the service entrance?
Um,
No matter. You'll
We-
have, this is a private club, and this is an especially private area, and you cannot be in here armed as such you are, and I'm going to need you to surrender your weapons.
Very well. Yeah, I'm normal load, so yeah, it's going to take some time for me to.
You're gonna Mad Max it.
I'm going to Mad Max it and clunk, 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 and
He doesn't seem to care about anything but the whip.
oh, I mean the whip is only me. I can do anything. I can do the crackly energy stuff with anything.
I'm aware.
All right.
He doesn't know that, though.
So I'm gonna coil the whip, and I'm gonna spend some time just stretching the leather and making it doing that creak sound,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna lay it on top of everything else.
Yep. And yeah, like all of the other things he ignores, but he passes the whip to someone else, right? To another attendant, and they go and put it in a closet. And then he says, if you'll collect your thing, I can take you to the prepared, like referring to Bell. I can take you to the prepared body. And like, it's clear that he thinks that Bell is like maybe a hollow or something. Maybe, yeah, not entirely sure. Doesn't think Bell's quite a person.
There's a little bit of mechanics that we need to maybe
Yeah.
talk about. Do I get any clock pieces back from that command roll?
Yes, you do. Yes, you definitely get. So you made an action as Corin, so you are gaining one. So you're increasing the clock by 1.
All right.
Good job.
So I feel like Zamira's got to come out a little bit. So Zamira goes over to Bell and says, "Now, yeah, I must say that whilst you have been such a wonderful host and bringing me here, we do need to exit back to the real world now, and I appreciate that you're enjoying this, but please, I would very much like to be in my new body. Are you free to come with me now?" And she's going to pat his hand.
There's just a whole bunch of like, horrified aristocrats just standing agog, being like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, I think Bell like straightens up, all like 6'4" or how much of them, and just like turns around, and there's just like the last of this like of the water like running down their chin, but like it is not like the color of the void sea is not a factor of like how far the water is passing through. Like the water of the void sea is actually black.
Yep.
And so there's just like this black water with like tiny little twinkling stars in it, like running down Bell's chin.
Chimera takes a little hanky out and sort of dabs away.
Yeah, and they just like look at her like for a moment, and I think they make eye contact, but with Corin's like throat, which is where like Zamira's eyes would
Yep.
be at actual height.
Nice.
So they just look like through Corin and just like make eye contact with her ghost and like nod. And then do their like weird gross tongue thing. Just to creep out the aristocrats. And just like pull out this like horrible like crystal ice key.
I mean, yeah, you're being ushered towards a grandfather clock, like a huge grandfather clock.
Oh, nice. So they've got their door ready for us.
They've got a door ready for you.
I don't know if I trust their door. I don't know if I trust that they know what they're doing. Can I see any other doors?
I mean, that sounds like a study, but I don't know.
Survey?
A survey, that's what I meant. Is that what you want to do?
Nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Do their door?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Bell just like, there's a moment of that like rational real person like, you don't know these people. You don't know if they know what they're doing. Maybe this is not a good idea. And then Bell's just like, no, it will be fine. Just like...
So yeah, this attendant like gathers themselves in there, and they're like, excellent. Well, if you'll step through here, I can lead you to what would they call it? I can lead you to the resting room. And so they like open the front of the thing, and like hold the
pendulum,
and everyone else in the room just seems to freeze. And yeah,
That's
and then and yeah, they gesture for you to step through.
We don't freeze?
Nope.
Does the dude holding the pendulum freeze?
The person holding the pendulum does not seems to be like, yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Corin slips his hand through Belle's elbow and gets her to lead the way.
Yeah, and I think like on Belle's way through, like their other hand
down, by the way. Karin.
Yeah, their other hand, they just like reach out as though they were gonna just like pat the face of this person, but just like reach straight past them and just like pat the face of the grandfather clock. And then their hand like trails down and one of their fingernails like rings against the pendulum.
I mean, it can't ring though, right? They're holding it.
I think it rings
anyway. Yeah.
That's just like this, like bell noise, but as though from like a really small, like light bell, and just this like little ding, and then they just step through.
Can I just steal a glance at the guy holding the pendulum and see what his reaction is to that?
Yeah, they seem very like, they're like very much like, what are you doing, right? Like there's this like the indecorum is just confusing to these people, and yeah, the person holding the thing is just like, in, please. Yeah, and so like you step through, and yeah, they guide, and you come out through an identical an identical grandfather clock. Into a large similar sized room with old staircases and paintings and heads of animals that you don't recognize. Lots of strange vases and things, and like strange samples under like bell glasses, and all those sorts of things. And you're like hurried, and you're ushered down some hallways into a kind of a bedroom, or kind of a mausoleum. If you made a mausoleum out of like mahogany and like velvet, and lying on this there's lying on this table bed thing, like a presentation bed. In the middle of the room is the body of a young woman, early 20s. Belle probably has the immediate sense of the fact, like, it probably recognizes the body of someone who drowned. And yeah, she is laid there on. She's clearly been like transported in one of these like sack things that we've seen before in the Great Pig Heist. It's like the same ones.
Right.
And yeah, it's like laid down where she's been put there. And yeah, there are lots of candles around with making like smoke to like keep away evil spirits and preserve the body and all of these sorts of things. And the body is lying there. It's cut open like it and had like the organs removed like an autopsy or a mummification, but it still seems to be like breathing shallowly.
It's been hollowed out, would you say?
Maybe. It's here's the thing, Belle. This person died before this was done to them.
Yeah.
No, I think Belle just like
By drowning?
Yeah, they drowned and they died and they had their organs scooped out and then something was done to make the flesh be like, oh, I'm kind of half living again.
Yeah, I think like Belle like ambles over to the side of the bed and just like reaches out with one like big hand and just like brushes a stray wisp of hair like out of the way and like smooths it into place. And I think we get a really clear shot of like the similarity in the texture of like their flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like translucent, like waterlogged nature. And they just like nod like, yes, this is as it should be. And then like gesture for like, please, madame.
I say to Belle, could you sit the body up? Sit the vessel up.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, like Belle cradles it in their arms and like props it up.
Corin clambers up onto the bed. Is it a bed or a?
Yeah, it's a bed-ish.
A bed, a beer, you know.
Yeah.
And sits down behind the vessel so that the vessel's back is to my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And takes off his sort of top shirt thing so that his skin is touching the skin of the vessel. And then wraps both arms around the vessel and gestures to Belle to get behind me and push the spirit out.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think we see like this ritual, and yeah, she moves forward into the body, and and like gasps and like writhes for a little bit before like going limp, and then like makes a.
So I hold her and cradle her through the transition,
and then she like makes a big deal of like blinking her open eyes. And then, and then, like, it's like, well, that was certainly something. Corin, I must return the favor sometime.
I hope it's not as troublesome as it was for us.
Yeah, and she says, no trouble at all. A pleasure indeed. Now, oh goodness, this thing is stiff. I'm going to need some rest. If you'll... And she just falls asleep.
Yeah.
I jump off the bed and let her lay down. Are they going to do anything to the body? Are they going to sew her back up?
I think a person, the attendant comes in and like lays a robe over her. It's similar to the ones that you saw the others. You saw the others wearing. Not sure what the plan is after that.
I want to survey my way out of this room because I want to find anything that might lead us to any more knowledge about Adit's mother.
Yeah. Let's get that survey as you head out.
Are there autopsy tools in this room?
No,
Okay.
there are not.
Darn.
The autopsying, all of that stuff was done not here. It was Remember, it was provided by a supplier.
That's true. Gosh dang, I'm gonna have to be crude and unrefined then. That's all good.
What's my position on this?
It's risky in that, like, again, you might end up like, like, you can tell this place is full of like weird ghost shit, right? Like, you might hurt your soul.
Right. If I poke around in the corners a bit too much.
Yeah.
The corners might poke back.
Yeah. All right. An effective standard?
If you're looking for that person, is limited.
I'm on. What is that? Is that 8 stress?
One short from.
I'm 2 away from a full bar.
Right.
No, but we're about to finish the mission, Derek. So, like...
But if I get 2 stress, that means I get another trauma, right?
Yes,
and that
it
means
does.
I'm out.
How many trauma do you have?
4?
Yes.
Jesus Lord!
Yes.
I would not do that. You will die.
Oh, God. I mean, but then maybe you get to play Zamira.
But maybe
so
you get to play a different
that's
character, right? That's up to you. But like, I think it's more interesting to have you not die.
Yes. Okay, so limited effect. And
Bell is too busy to help.
Fucking hell, Bell.
damn it, 3.
Yay!
Yeah, no.
There's no-
I mean, you see her. She's
really?
here. And she and she definitely like you see her in, like, she's having a conversation with someone. They have wine glasses, and they're talking casually. They seem to be doing a lot of the like yes, okay, and like you see her, and she just turns and looks at you, and just does like a flick of like, away with you, and immediately you get this like horrible gut-wrenching churn of like you've eaten something long dead and made of salt water, right? Your stomach immediately is like, we're going to die. And it that creeps up through like your kidneys and into the back of into your spine, and like runs up to the back of your neck, and you're like and yeah, you just get that. So can you take this was risky, so this is level 2 harm terrified, right? Like there is a like that she just inflicts in you, just as a matter of fact, like just as if getting rid of a bug, that utter terror that you felt that time that you were like, you lost it in the ghost field, right? Like the deep animal terror that you see, that when you come face to face with ghostly horrors, she just makes you feel that.
Can I resist it?
Oh, certainly.
We gain 1 dice to resist rolls against supernatural threats.
But it will cost you stress.
Oh.
That is a very expensive gamble.
Unless someone wants to defend you.
Yes, I would like to posit that I will resist on your behalf.
Okay.
And I think what this looks like is, like Karin like doubles over and is like clearly in this distress, and Belle just like reaches down and like grabs you in a big like bear hug, and just like squeezes, and you throw up a bunch of like salt water.
Nice.
And yeah, it's always like, like disgusting, right?
Yeah.
And like we cut back to her, and she's like adjusted her hi. She's adjusted her her tie and like straightened her suit and has gotten back to her conversation. Her
Belle
tuxedo.
totally waves back if she waves at us.
I mean, that's the thing is that she's just like by the time we cut back to her, she's ignoring you again. Yeah.
He's very
So is
evil.
that insight resolve?
I think it's resolve.
Cool. So that is at +3
Yeah.
dice. So I'm gonna roll 6 dice.
Wow. Great. You don't crit it. Wow.
I know. I'm frankly surprised, but I don't take any more stress, so I got to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that drop it 1, or does that just cancel it?
I think that drops it 1 to like, yeah. Corin, do you take it or does Corin take it? You take it, don't you? If you're defending, you're taking the harm.
I think so.
Yeah.
It might be one of those ones where we have fictional wiggle room. Let me quickly check. Teamwork actions, page 140 something.
Maybe the stuff that I throw up is kind of acidic or caustic in nature and
Disgusting.
damages you somehow.
Protect. Yeah, you suffered instead of them. You may roll to resist it as normal.
So yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of like salt burn as level 1.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. I'm into that. That's good.
So what happens to my level 2 harm? Does it go down to level 1?
You don't take that level 2 harm because it was taken for you.
But I'm not thrilled. Nobody
No.
bleeds.
So I think on that, I think we head out of the club and we can take our first break there.
Can I describe one last closing shot?
Of course you can, Luke.
Yeah, so I think like we just like we see like we leave and then we cut back to the room that Zamira's in. And just like lying on the like next to her pillow is a little gift from Belle. And it's the candle of passions that the Dimmer sisters gave me.
Oh,
just
nice.
like tucked up in a handkerchief and just like left
so
there.
good.
I love it.
Because it's friendship is important. Ash, can I add her to my strange friends as a neutral contact?
Yes, as a neutral contact. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually,
How
put it
should
down
I-
put it down for the crew.
Yep, cool. What should I list her as?
Right, vampire.
Yeah, fucking vampire.
She's a vampire.
That's it. That's how we're gonna deal
Zamira
with
is,
Adi's
or-
mother. We're just
The
gonna have
Miri is a vampire now. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just gonna have a vampire fight. That's how we're gonna beat Adi's mother.
Yeah.
Because she's a spirit in a body that was not the one they were doing. So yeah,
Zamira,
specifically
a vampire.
prepared to become a vampire. So, yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take our first break, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Note:
Alright.
she's a nice lady.